Angela, do you want to talk a little bit about some of the resources that SOGIE has, including a video we're going to watch?
Yeah. So we have lots of animated videos. We love animation. We have a great animation team who does terrific work for us. So we've found that people really like the animations. It's like an easy, disarming way to learn new information about the LGBTQ population. And so combined on our videos, I think we have about 150,000 views, and they're very like short clips. Um, one I want to share with the group right now is on gender affirming care. And I want to preface that this video is going to be one of a series. And so this first video that we've just launched on our brand new National SOGIE Center YouTube page is about gender affirming care generally across the lifespan, what the research says. And so it includes a lot of data around adults as well, for those of you that are just mainly youth focused. We will have a video on what gender affirming care is for young people, for really young children, for example. It looks very different. So that's video 2 that will be coming out in the series. But for now, we've launched the first one. So I can go ahead and play that now. And if folks have questions, they can add those in the chat.
Perfect.
I forgot to enable my audio.
You're good.
Here we go.
Like all people, transgender people deserve to be safe, healthy, and to thrive. Transgender people are valuable members of our communities. They are our friends, neighbors, and family members. They have been around for as long as human history has been documented. In fact, in many cultures, people who identified as genders other than what we know of as female or male were celebrated because they had rich, important viewpoints to bring to their communities. However, in modern times, transgender people face enormous challenges due to discrimination, harassment, and violence. These preventable challenges increase the risk for things like depression, anxiety, and suicide. For example, studies show that transgender individuals are at a higher risk of suicide attempts compared to other people because of the negative messaging they receive about their identities. In fact, nearly 1 in 2 transgender people have thought about suicide at some point in their lives. This is because transgender people constantly hear and experience messages that they are not welcome or embraced. But there is good news. Access to the right kind of support and medical care can help lower this risk and save lives. Just like all people, when transgender people can get the care they need, including support from friends and family, appropriate medical care, and access to knowledgeable providers, they feel better and have a much lower chance of being depressed, anxious, or attempting suicide. One study showed that transgender people who received gender-affirming care were much less likely to feel suicidal. They reported feeling happier and more at peace with themselves. Having access to gender-affirming care can also improve mental health in other ways. According to the American Medical Association, when transgender people receive the medical treatments they need, they often feel better about themselves and have better relationships with others. This kind of affirming care helps them feel more comfortable in their own bodies, reducing the stress and sadness that comes with harassment, discrimination, and being invalidated for who they are. Unfortunately, many transgender people still can't get this care. Their health insurance might not cover what they need. It might not be available in their area, or they do not have the money to travel great lengths to get the care they need. Sometimes, doctors or nurses don't know how to help them, or they may treat them badly because of their identity. These things make trans people feel even worse and more hopeless, which then increases their risk of suicide. Some people think that transgender people regret transitioning, but that's simply not true. Studies have found that only 1% of transgender people report regret. And most of the time when someone felt regret, it was because they continued to face problems like discrimination or being treated badly by others, not because they disliked their transition itself. In fact, information from the 2022 US trans surveys of over 90,000 trans people showed a big improvement in life satisfaction after transition. This survey found that 94% of respondents who underwent steps to transition said that they were happier with their lives because of it. Many studies over the past decade have confirmed that most transgender people who get medical care to help them transition feel much better afterwards, with less anxiety, depression, and thoughts of suicide. So, the idea that many transgender people regret transitioning is not accurate, and it hides how important this care is for the mental health and well-being of trans people. We need to do better. We do not need to understand everything about a person's life or story to wish them well or to want to see them live joyful lives. Everyone deserves to be healthy and happy, and transgender people are no different. We must make sure they can get the medical care they need when they need it. It's not just about physical health, it's about saving lives. When transgender people can get appropriate care that addresses their needs, they have a much better chance of living a happy and healthy life.
Yeah, great video. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, National SOGIE Center team. Some really awesome resources at the National SOGIE Center where you can find more if you're looking for extra resources or other information to support you or the work you're doing. Just some great tools that are in there.